Carla Rieger is a popular keynote speaker, a creativity catalyst, corporate consultant, motivator, actor, and author.
And then there was Carla. We were laughing, we were crying. Fantastic.
May your why stories, may your big vision that you're coming up with today for yourself or reinforcing take you beyond your wildest expectations. Thank you. He was done and he had to give them a fine and everything. They all hugged him. Which car do they like to take? The front car, right. And when that ride's going down the first hill, what do those people usually do? They let go of the handlebar. They're like, woo, they're laughing. They're having a good time. As soon as it's over, what do they usually do? They go again. I thought, what would it take to be one of those people? And I found out it's one thing, drugs. Not a Valium. No, actually, it's one physical thing.
Here's another cheat you can use. You can make it up. They'll never know. You can say, yeah, I read this diet book last night. I woke up in the morning, 20 pounds gone.
Sorry, this is a true story. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, apparently it was such a tense interaction with the Russian and the American delegates, and they couldn't solve the issue. And it was like maybe World War III, right? It was very intense. And at one point, the negotiations stopped completely, and there was silence in the room. And finally, one of the Russian delegates stood up and he said, I think we should just all go around and tell a joke. And they all went. And he said, okay, I'll start. He said, what is the difference between capitalism and communism? He said, in capitalism, man exploits man. And in communism, it's the other way around. And it made everybody laugh, and then they got on with the negotiation. And they sorted it out. And some people think that is the reason there was no World War III. Right there. So it's a tension diffuser, right?
The idea is to get the other person's feet to move. Ready? 17 seconds, go.
Put both hands in the air, just kind of stretch out a bit, and say these words very loudly and proudly. I'm exhausted.
Maybe you should reinvent your career and be governor of California or something like that. My expertise is the art of reinvention.
Now I teach people about how to create their life as a work of art, how to choose a creative mindset in everything they do, whether they're a receptionist, a janitor, or a CEO.
You can't actually grow and learn as a leader unless you're making mistakes, unless you're stretching yourself. But on the other hand, there are ways to avoid some of them.
She is real, she is genuine, and she brings to the table wonderful information that you can actually take home, use, apply to your life and livelihood.
She approaches life with great humor, and she makes change feel easy and something anyone can do. I love her approach, it's quite unique.
I was so incredibly impressed by how she could bring a powerful message to a group that was fun and engaging and humorous, but always brought really powerful tools forward.
As a speaker, I just find her to be so dynamic and humorous and brilliant in the way that she weaves her stories and her messages together.
They put me in line for the front car and then they leave. They go and they buy popcorn. They're sitting over there, they're sitting on a bench, they're gonna watch, right? I'm standing in line with all the 12-year-olds.
waiting for my turn, getting more nervous by the second. And you know, I see all the cars come up and people pour into the cars, and then the ride takes up, and then you hear these blood-curdling screams as it goes down the hill, and then it comes back, and I swear to God, there's like 2 people missing. I started to really freak out. I'm like thinking, this is so silly. I gotta get this. So you get in there, and they bring the handlebar down and the little tiny safety belts, and so I'm like holding on, and then it starts to go, and it starts to go up that first hill, and I see my friends below going, "1, 2, 3. There is a structure to creating doubt and fear. There is a structure to creating faith and positive focus. We all have within us the creative side, but I think we all have a lot of fear about it, and our trick is to recapture that artist as an adult and put it into our life's work. And if we don't, I think if we don't, that it becomes destructivity. You really have to keep seeing, am I being creative for creativity's sake, or am I doing it for a higher purpose, for the higher good?
And I do a lot of surveying in organizations, and I often ask this question. I said, what do you think is the difference between someone in an organization who totally is happy and centered during a massive hurricane of change, as opposed to the person who gets freaked out because somebody moved the stapler from one end of the office to the other? And you know what it is, really? It's the little habits, the habits of letting go and presencing yourself so that you know what to do next.